It's also important to remember it's hard to cut your way in a budget to a utopia. If we want to make sure that we are preserving the quality of life in Palm Coast, we have to make sure that we're taking care of what we have. And that's a really hard thing to do without the additional resources in a macro environment that is one for which we're living in right now.
Palm Coast City Council member Nick Kloufis explaining a possible rollback in the upcoming city budget is going to require looking closely at the numbers.
I think it's definitely possible with the relying on the outcome of our strategic action planning process to see where the rest of our council members stand. But I think as far as our residents are concerned, we should also differentiate between what taxes pay for versus what impact fees pay for. We need to make sure that everyone understands the maintenance of our infrastructure cannot be funded by future growth. All of those impact fees have to be spent in a very specific ways.
Palm Coast City Councilman Nick Kloufis says the 2025 budget is a work in progress.
It's important to note that our tax rate in 2019 was 4.6989 mils, and as of 2024, it's 4.2570. So our budget has effectively remained steady over the last 5 years. And if you look at the macroeconomic environment, that is not the trend. So our dollars are being stretched further and further, and the maintenance of our infrastructure is reliant upon a lot of the ad valorem taxes.
Councilman Kloufis reflects on the rollback that was passed last year.
We were able to roll back a full rollback rate, which is an impressive thing to do, but again, it accentuates the cuts that needed to be made. We had to divert funding from our maintenance operations center, which we had been saving for over the past 6 years and 7 years that I've served on this council. So there are sacrifices that are being made. We have a super low tax rate for cities our size in the state of Florida. So we're doing a tremendous job, and I'm thankful for all the tremendous work of our city staff that have been able to extend our dollars so well.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Friday, May 3rd.
A lot of public safety agencies, a lot of sheriff's office will use this COA to kind of increase their flexibility as far as what they can do with their drones.
The Federal Aviation Administration has given its blessing to Flagler County's drone program.
Flagler County's Unmanned Aircraft Systems Program Coordinator Bruno Luna says the FAA has granted the UAS program a Public Aircraft Operator Certificate of Authorization.
Usually you have a few restrictions that you need to get with the FAA to allow you to do certain things. For example, like flying over people, flying over moving cars, maybe sometimes flying at night. Under this certificate of authorization, we kind of can include all those operational capabilities into that COA, and we don't necessarily need to get that authorization every time we need to fly in that fashion. It's already kind of built into the COA.
Luna says the new COA makes it easier for the county to operate drones during an emergency situation.
It gives us a little bit more flexibility as far as like being able to put up a drone right away instead of having to get a waiver or ask the FAA for a waiver or anything else. So it expedites the process for us to be able to launch a drone and get eyes in the skies.
Luna says this will also allow the county to use its newest fixed-wing drone to assess beach sand conditions after weather events like a hurricane. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Daryl Moody.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. A woman breaks into her ex-husband's home to stab him in his sleep. Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley.
Deputies responded to an attempted stabbing call in western Flagler County, where the perpetrator had entered the ex-husband's house, who woke up with the ex-wife standing over him with a knife. Fortunately, he tackled the intruder, who dropped the knife and held her till deputies arrived on scene. During the investigation, deputies determined that she had attempted to buy a gun from a neighbor. Her intention was to go and kill the husband and possibly his girlfriend. When she was unable to buy a gun in the black market, she then broke into the home and armed herself with a knife. And she did this in front of her two children. So remember, there's a reason that you broke up. And just because you're angry and acting crazy doesn't mean you should go kill another human, especially in front of your children. She was taken to the Greenwood family.
The weekend is here and there's plenty of family fun to be had in Flagler County. This is Stacy with Fun for Augie Kids.
This weekend, get ready for a musical experience like no other. The Palm Coast Songwriters Festival returns for its annual celebration of creativity and talent. Make plans to join the fun at the Flagler Beach First Friday event. You are invited for a night of family fun, live music, dancing, food vendors, arts and crafts, and more. Come out to the Arbor Day celebration featuring a tree giveaway, butterfly release and tent, live entertainment, food and pet food drives, exhibits, petting zoo, and fun activities for all ages. The annual Invitational Bull Riding Championship is this weekend. Get ready to dust off your hats and polish those boots for an evening filled with thrilling rides, heart-stopping action, and an unforgettable showcase of courage and skill. For more on these events and others, please visit us on our website at fun4augiekids.com. Have a great weekend.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Licio with your WNZF local sports update.
District tournaments began this week, starting with baseball on Monday. In round 1 of play, FPC was outlasted 3-2 by Sandalwood, ending their run of 9 wins in 10 games. Matanzas won convincingly over Mainland 15-5 to advance to their semifinal. Tuesday, they made the trip to Pine Ridge. The Panthers took a 5-1 win at home, and the Pirates were eliminated. Softball started tournament play Tuesday. FPC opened at home against University. The Titans took the victory 14-4. Matanzas hosted Mainland at the Ship Tuesday night. Ashley Samsell had 3 hits and struck out 7 in the circle in the Pirates' 4-0 win. Last night they faced Deltona on the campus of Daytona State. A 3-run fourth by the Wolves proved the difference, despite Leah Stevens' 12 strikeouts and 3 hits, plus multi-hit games from Mackenzie Manhart, Ruby Fogel, and Alondra Vincenti. Deltona takes the district title 5-3. All 4 teams will find out over the weekend if they received an at-large bid to compete in the regional tournament. Tune into the Monday Sports for details. The Orlando Magic traveled to Cleveland for Game 5 Tuesday. Orlando took a 98-97 lead, but a dunk and a layup from Evan Mobley had the Cavs up 4 with 41 ticks left. Franz Wagner cut the lead in half with a layup, and down 102-100, Wagner had one more chance.
Shot clock turned off. Wagner, crossover, left wing, drive to the hole, blocked by Mobley. What a block!
The Immortal Gus Johnson, NBA TV. Cavs win 104-103. Even with Paolo Banchero pouring in 39, the Magic face elimination tonight at home. Coach Jamal Mosley says late season games against playoff teams will help them in Game 6.
We can lean on those as a reflection and a reference point. But again, Game 6 is going to be entirely different than all of those.
Tip-off tonight at 7. If Orlando wins, Game 7 will be Sunday at 1 in Cleveland. WNZF is your home for local sports, with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the Sports Desk, I'm Mike Licio.